Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy Lycan AK here, back with another Battlefield 1 video for you guys today. Or actually yesterday when I'm doing this commentary, we actually received a huge Battlefield patch for Battlefield 1, and it is going to be the fall update, one of the biggest updates that we've received since the game has came out, and there are a ton of changes to cover in this video, but I'm going to be covering mostly just the core aspects of the entire patch and some of the main things that you guys are all waiting for, and a lot of the exciting stuff that's included in the patch. So there will be a link to this patch in the description so you can read the full patch list, but I'm just going to be going over some of the big changes within Battlefield 1 itself. So the first big major change are Conquest and Operations. So a lot of people were complaining about Operations, how there weren't enough tickets for your attacking team to actually win the entire round, and I completely agreed with them, especially the 64 player version and the 40 player versions. There just weren't enough tickets to really win the game, and it would just end extremely quickly, giving the attackers a not so fair advantage over the defenders. So with 64 players, what they did was they increased the attacker maximum tickets from 150 to 250. This could actually be a bit overkill in my opinion. It could be a bit more than it should be. I think that 200, maybe 220 would have been fine, but I feel that it was a little bit too much in my opinion, because the attackers pretty much always win. You're guaranteed to win no matter what at this point. So maybe dumb that down to 220 and maybe it'll be a bit balanced. I don't know. I'm not a dev, so I'm not as experienced as a lot of the other people are, but that is what they did so far. They also increased the amount of tickets regained from killing retreating defenders after capturing a sector from 2 to 3, and also increased the amount of minimum tickets gained after capturing a sector in 64 player operations from 30 to 50. Now for the 40 player operations, they increased the tickets from 200 from 150, so that's a 50 ticket increase. That's very good in my opinion. That's very balanced as well. And they also increased the defenders after capturing a sector from 2 to 3, and slightly reduced the time it takes to capture flag. That applies to both 64 player and 40 player. Now on to the Conquest. This one was actually pretty big. A lot of people were complaining about this Suez Conquest map layout in regards to balance. So what they did was they actually added 2 more flags to the map, and there is a picture of this on the website. Like I said, I'll link it in the description so you guys can check it out. But they actually they added 2 more flags and also increased the entire map size. So the original map size, guys, was flags B, C, and D. So Bravo, Charlie, and Delta. Those were the original flags that were A, B, and C. They now added 2 more flags to basically add a balance to prevent spawn trapping. In my opinion, it wasn't really needed, I guess you could say. I mean, maybe it was. Some people may disagree, but the map was kind of one-sided to begin with. If you have a strong team, you're going to win no matter what. That's pretty much how any map goes. Suez was just a really small map, and that's why it felt unbalanced, but in my opinion, adding 2 more flags, it's not really going to make a difference. People are still going to get spawn trapped. It's pretty much Operation Locker, if you ask me. So that's pretty much it with Suez. Like I said, the map layout will be within the game itself, so you can check it out. Also, some other big things that they added is that they changed the way squad leader works. So pretty much, if you're a guy like me who plays solo a lot and, you know, doesn't really have all his friends online at the same time, they also added a feature where you can actually become squad leader if you request an order and don't receive one within 60 seconds. This was to prevent, you know, useless squad leaders, because in case you didn't know, guys, and I will make a video covering all of this, but if you're a squad leader, you can actually give your squad so much XP. It's literally free XP if you're a squad leader and you're marking objectives and your team and squad is also following those orders. It's literally free XP if you are marking orders for your squad. And a lot of times, these players that are squad leaders, they don't even realize they're squad leaders half the time, and they don't take advantage of it. So what DICE decided to do is they implemented a feature where if you are not the squad leader and you request an order from your squad leader and don't receive one within 60 seconds, you actually become the squad leader. Now, you do have to be the first person to request an order, because if someone does it before you, the 60-second timer starts for them and they actually receive the order first. So Also, they also added rent-a-server program via the RSP tab for both consoles and PC, so this is a nice little plus. Be sure to check out some of the custom servers out there. I will for sure be checking out the pistol-only servers on PC. They also added squad XP bonuses in battle packs. Now, I will make a video covering this as well, but basically you can get XP boosts now for your entire squad. It's not individual to the player, it's for your entire squad, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see how this affects people leveling up. I, for one, will definitely be taking advantage of this when I do play with my friends on Battlefield, and I'm very excited to see how it's implemented into the game. Now you can also join custom games for multiplayer. They also improved a lot of the soldier collision for certain game modes and also certain maps. They fixed a couple optimization issues and pretty bad crashing issues also. Most of them are just balancing issues. Moving on to some of the weapon balance, actually. They did quite a bit of some weapon balance. They actually tuned up a lot of the LMGs and the support class as a whole because it was very, very underused. If you looked at some of the statistics for the most used classes in Battlefield 1, support was actually the least used one. And surprisingly, Scout was way higher than support. And that's usually not normal for a Battlefield title. Usually, support is usually in the top 2 at least. Assault being always the highest. Now Assault is different, so we call it the medic. But they actually tuned up some LMGs to make it so that the suppression is a lot higher than what it was on the LMG. So the suppression feature was buffed up quite a bit for the support class. Also, the Lewis gun, the Hewitt gun, and also the Bar 18 received some nerfs and some buffs. The Lewis gun, for any low height LMG, basically any gun that has the low height title attached to it, they reduced the first shot recoil multiplier, and they also added bipods for every single LMG, and they also gain accuracy faster during fire. This is actually pretty good in my opinion. They also reduced the effective visual recoil on a gun. Now, basically what visual recoil is, it's not the actual bullet deviation from your gun. Bullet sway, basically the recoil direction is when you shoot the gun and the gun looks like it's jumping all over the place, but your bullets are not actually landing in that direction. They actually reduced that, thankfully, so your bullets are going to be a lot more accurate and your visual recoil is going to represent exactly where your bullets are headed. So this is quite a good buff in my opinion. Also, they added a slight little bit of a nerf to the Bar M1918. They increased the horizontal recoil. Now, I did get a chance to try this out post-patch, and it doesn't really feel any different to me, at least. Some people may feel a difference, but the only thing I noticed was that they actually increased the visual recoil for the gun. So maybe that's what they actually did, but the bullets still feel exactly the same to me in my opinion. But regardless, still very good in my opinion. Bar is still the best LMG in my opinion. Be sure to try it out if you haven't already. I'll link my class setup for that. Also, they nerfed the HG shells and also the frag grenades. This was pretty good in my opinion. They also nerfed the time to deploy the mortars on the classes. The mortars were pretty OP, so you have to wait 4 seconds before you can actually use your mortar again. Coming in with vehicle balance, they actually nerfed the AA. You can't sit in your spawn anymore like you normally could with the anti-air gun and the flechette gun, I guess you could call it. Basically, or I'm sorry, not flechette, the flat gun. They actually nerfed the range of that, so you can't sit in your spawn anymore, prevent HQ camping, which is a buff. They also decreased the damage of the AA cannons against planes and plane parts. This is very good because literally, if I get shot with a plane, or shot with the AA while I'm in the plane, and my wing goes down, I'm pretty much dead, especially if you're flying low. They also increased the damage of K bullets against attack planes, so for you snipers out there that like to snipe planes out of the sky, I'm sure you're gonna like this little patch buff right here, I guess you could call it. And besides that, they added a bunch of bug fixes and a bunch of server campaign and a bunch of audio fixes for the game for both PC and console. Like I said, be sure to check out the rest of the full patch in the description if you guys want to read the full details. But those are basically the core elements that they changed within the game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to comment, rate, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel here. And it is your boy Like an AK signing out. Peace!